What's going on, traders? Again, it's Lewis. We're about 8 minutes to start. If you guys have any questions that you want to be asked, need answered, you could also just type them, and I go through them as we go. 5 minutes till we get started. Let's get something familiar here. We got a couple guys, a couple people. Um, they're on the group. Hopefully, I could answer some of your questions. Um, if not, we'll go from there in a minute. So for for you guys that are watching only and not on the live Q&A chat, you guys are looking at a yearly chart on the Nasdaq futures. It's being run on demand. It's a feature I use personally also while the markets are closed to familiarize myself with the market and the trend and what other strategies I could um I could use in the future. Um, we're about 3 minutes out. Hopefully, everybody that hasn't joined joins so we get started on this webinar. I would like to answer as many questions as possible to figure if I can help some of you guys um, enter trades and figure out what kind of a strategy you guys are looking for. Um, Now, please remember, try to mute your microphone until you're ready to speak to kind of eliminate some of the background noise from everybody's end. This basically is a little being curious to everybody else in the group, so that way they can listen either to me speak or somebody's questions. So that way we all here to learn. This there will be a recording on this eventually. Once I get done with this class or webinar today, um, I will take the time and upload the video to my YouTube channel. Also, that link it's on one of the side groups that says YouTube on the side. If you guys haven't visited my group yet, you guys can visit. I have a few videos there uh, to where how to get started on some of the stuff that I've done. But it's almost 7. Again, let's get started. My name is Louis. For those that don't know me yet, I am a trader, day trader. I focus on patterns mainly on the futures Nasdaq. Now we're looking at the Nasdaq. That's the one I personally trade. Um, I will go over the S&P. I will go over the YM if that's the ones that you guys trade. A few of the questions that I have so far. Someone asked if I could go over some of the entries and what I look for on a valid trade. First of all, uh, this is a yearly chart. You always want to start with your daily, either the yearly, the monthly, and go from there. I have several indicators here, different from last week. Of course, this is a little bit more advanced um, strategy that I have on the screen now. This is kind of my setup that I have, the way I trade, and this is all my indicators on the right side. I use a tick chart mainly because it shows the volume. Basically, the ticks are price action. That's how it's based on. And then I also use the level 2 down here at the bottom, which it doesn't show a lot of information right now because this is an on demand. Here's the level 2 down here. So the on demand will also give you the level 2 for that particular day. So let's look at today. This is just a random date that I picked. It's August 18, 9:47. Um, that's the date for this particular day. So basically, how I start my day is basically drawing the fibs. This is the previous day candle, and this is the current candle that is forming as of today. So we always want to start with our fibs. And see how the trend is gonna go. So we go from the previous high to the previous day low, and those are gonna be your fibs there for the following day. So far the NQ is the 1778.6 is basically the next target on this particular day. Now keep in mind that this is a previous day. We all know NQ hit 12,000, but just keep an open mind. This is for educational purposes only. This is not a. I'm not a fan of. professional financial advisor for anybody. This is for your own risk. Do your own diligence. This is, like I said, this is for educational purposes. So we start the yearly um, as of then we go from. I use tick charts now. I have minutes here. We could go through the minutes and stuff and so forth. But let's look at a 4,000 tick chart, and this is how a 4,000 tick chart looks after we done did our fibs for the day. As you guys see, price action has respected those fib levels here and here. Bounce off of there and bounce off of there, and it just keeps on going. Um, then we have this other ones over here. This here, I added. This is a custom indicator here. This green and red areas are basically this is supply and demand. This is this is demand, this supply. Basically if NQ gets above this high here, of course it's going to continue higher. Since it's going to break that resistance there, and of course in order for the NQ to fall back, it has to break below this price point here at the 326 area. Again, this is all custom indicators here. On the right side, I have the level 2 on the bottom. I have the momentum indicator. Then I have the TTM away from John Carter also. Pro TT squeeze also by John Carter. Um, TTM squeeze also by John Carter. I use LBRs also on Thinkorswim. Um, the RSI, and then we have the MACD. So that's basically what I have on here. What I look for a trade, we're gonna go how I go by finding a trade and how I execute the trade um, based on the chart itself. I do have using John Carter's strategy. I started using it I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. Joined one of his webinars about a month or so ago. He had one today. We went through a little bit of what his TTM squeeze does. So the blue lines are basically the Bollinger Bands. Red line here at the bottom is the Keltner's. There's one on top and one on the bottom. This green line here is my 13. Yellow is my 21, and my purple here at the bottom is my 34 SMA, simple moving average, based on basically time frames. If you have a 13, it's a based on the last 13 periods, so 21, last 21, 34, last 34. The purple line here dotted, that is my daily VWAP. From some of the strategies that I've looked at and learned, if it's above the VWAP, it's bullish. You want to go with the trend. So if it stays above, um, you are gonna try to find an entry going long, and then exit out at a resistance level from there. On the bottom one, this white dotted line is my weekly VWAP. So that's based on the weekly. That's a weekly price, average price for the week um, that the people are willing to pay for. It's kind of the average. And most of the time, the NQ or the Dow, even stocks will retrace back to the weekly or the daily and use that as support, and then bounce. Either it's gonna get respected and then bounce higher, or it's gonna get rejected and just sell off. So finding an entry. Let's see today. Let's make this chart a little bigger. A lot of people ask, how do I find the entries on some of this stuff here? And I'm gonna try to go as quickly as possible. I'm gonna try to make this an hour or so webinar. So that way, it's not a 4 hour long like the last one I have. So this is today's session here. Let me get my handy pen here. This is from 6:30. Yes, 6:30 right here. From here, this is the open. It's sold off, as you see. We do have a Fibonacci level there, which it got respected at 278. Use that as support, and as you look back here on the back of the chart, um, you got support here. There's support there, and then support here. So those are your supports. So meaning that that price level there has was respected in the past. So more likely going forward, this price level is gonna get respected. So you wanna basically go with the trend. Basically, uh, find an entry within that this area here, and then try to go long. And then your stop will be somewhere down here at the bottom down here. Maybe do a 10 or 15, depending on the um, risk management or risk that you want to take on that particular trade. 4,000 tick chart uh, is like a 15, 20, 30 minute chart because it's based, the candles are formed based on exchange contracts. So you have to wait for 4,000 contracts, so for 4,000 trades to get exchanged before it makes a different candle moving forward. So 4,000 you can use it as that way. Says no sound. Let me see audio. Can y'all hear me now? Somebody somebody mentioned I had no sound. Can y'all hear me? Not getting no sound. Can y'all hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. I thought I had the um sound here. Okay, I'm guessing I'll start over again. Um Again, let me start over. My name's Louis. Uh Trade futures. The Nasdaq is my favorite future to trade on. The chart that you guys are looking at is a Nasdaq future chart. The Fibonacci's already placed them. Uh, Basically, what I did is went from the previous high to the previous low. So basically, I went from this area here to this area here, which is the high right there, and this is the low. This is how I got these lines over here on top. Um, so hopefully, you guys kind of understand how I do my Fibonacci's uh, for this particular trade. Again, it's from the low, the previous low to the previous high. Um, this is going to be your kind of your target levels if it goes on the upside, and then if this is your 100 level here, well then these are going to be your levels going down to the downside if it breaks below this area here. Um, Again, this is, like I said, it's for educational purposes. I'm not a financial advisor of any sort. Please consult, your financial advisor for any advice regarding any money that you guys are willing to risk in the markets. That is my disclosure as for this video. Um, Again, if you guys have any questions, please type them on the chat room. Uh, I'm gonna go through this as quick as possible, cover as much as I can. I'm gonna try to keep it for minimum for about an hour since I didn't have no sound. About 8:30. Try to get off of here and hopefully I could answer as much questions as possible. My indicators are my chart. This is the green one, so basically supply and demand. Basically support are the green. Red ones are, resistance, kind of self-explanatory there. Um, the blue lines here, they're in the corner. There are the Bollinger Bands, basic settings, default settings. The red bar lines here are the Keltner um, in on the study, also on basic settings, default. Purple line is a 34 SMA, yellow line is 21 SMA, and green line is 14 SMAs. Basically, different time periods based on previous patterns. Basically, the 13 is looks 13 periods behind, and that's gonna give you an average of what investors actually paid for that contract. 13 periods on average. Um, the yellow is my 21. It looks back 21 moving periods, and then my purple is 34. It looks back 34 periods. My purple dotted line is my daily VWAP, and then my white line is my uh, weekly VWAP. Basically, VWAP is volume average price or weighted price that investors are willing to pay. So basically, if you could find an entry on the weekly, and if you're looking to go long, you're gonna get a good price. Though the green box and the red box show direction, how do you get them? Uh, the red boxes. Oh, that's a custom indicator. It's a building custom indicator. Um, it is basically a zigzag combination with a supply and demand. It's all customized. Um, I will share it later with you guys. All these indicators are just basic custom. All indicators are as used as guides. Is not meant to. It's there to help you have a better judgment on the trend on the whatever you're trading. I mean, you could use this the same. You could pull. I mean, we could pull Tesla or let's try Apple. Uh, so I mean, you could use it even on Apple. See the support and resistance there. If you don't mind, if you're not asking a question, please mute your microphone, please, so that way we don't hear your background. This is gonna be a recording, so that way the individuals don't want to hear background in the back. I'm not sure who has their mic on. Um, but you could use it on Apple too. This is a Apple chart. Is support and resistance. All these indicators are can use in any type of market. You just have to um, kind of learn them in the first place. So again, we are in a 4,000 tick chart. During the day, 4,000 ticks are very powerful because you could see that it had a sell-off. The VWAP was respected, and then we have a engulfing candle, shooting up, and then a little bit of sell-off here. So it's kind of this is kind of here, this area here is gonna be kind of a fight for the next, could be an hour, it could be 15 minutes, it could be 5 minutes. It just depends. It has to break this area here to make a new high, or hold here to make a new low. Uh, so that's basically how I use this indicator based on the supply and demand here. So how do I find my entries? My entries are based on several different things. I have different strategies, and I confuse a lot of people what I use and how I enter. I'm long most of the time above the daily VWAP. If the next candle opens above it, I'm long. Also, it has to be above this green line, which is say the 13 SMA. As long as that green line is above this 21, trend is gonna go higher. Once that price breaks below this 13, then it might be a potential reversal. This can be, coming turn back around, but it's not always that scenario. Um, like here is below already, but you see this long wick here at the bottom. Buyers are stepping up, so they're gonna try to push it back up. It just depends who the buyers or the sellers take over that candle. Um, for a quick stock scalp, like a lot of people want to learn how to scalp the market. Um, you want to go with the lower tick chart. I mean, you could do a 500 tick chart, and there will be your 500 tick chart there. Give it a few minutes for the studies to load. This is an on, like I said, it's on demand. This is previous price action, so might take a while to load and stuff. I could find it. All right, so we're back here. All right, so this is your 500 tick chart. You could scalp it too. Like here, you see the VWAP. It got respected there. Also, you could have got a scalp easily out of there. A lot of people are looking for those, 100 points here, 200 points there. Let me tell you, those are hard to get unless you are timing it on a perfect, then you can get those type of trades. Um, but if you're just starting out, this is basically information purpose for somebody who wants to get started on futures. Um, if you're starting out, you don't want to. Let's say, for example, you went long here, and this area here, and then on your, it went good, and then you didn't exit, you didn't take your profits. Let's say what 10, 15 points, whatever that was. um, and then it reverse back to your initial starting. Now, if you didn't exit here, well, then it reverse back, and for a lot of beginners, they're like, oh, it's gonna turn back around and turn back around. It did turn back around because it used the weekly, daily VWAP there. But if you're just starting, you probably would have been, you probably would have not known that it was gonna bounce there. Um, this easily could have gone down here at the bottom. You could easily, blown your account, lost your money, whatever, how many money you are in the market, currently in the market, you could have lost some money. But how I started, it was, and I tell everybody, 3 points on NQ, 5, 10, 20. Now I'm at, 100 points. But for new beginners, 3 points. It's easy to get 3 points. Look at this candle here. 3 points. You get 3 points there. You get 3 points here. 3 points here, 3 points there, through here, through here. I mean, there's a lot of trades where you could get 3 points. easily on NQ. 3 points at $20. If you're doing minis, that's $60. Um, if you're doing micros, of course, that's $6. And I'm guessing this is where the big question is: how am I gonna make money trading micros with making $6 per trade? And I tell everybody that I started with micros personally, and then I went to minis. So started a challenge earlier last week. Uh, took $100, opened an account, and I've been trading micros. That account right now at the end of Friday, $600. So you could grow a small account. You just have to have the right strategies on trading. And I'm guessing that's a reason why you guys are joining my webinar, because you guys are wondering how I do it. And I do it based on patterns. Patterns repeat itself, and patterns, especially NQ, repeats patterns all the time. All these indicators here are just guides, but if you don't have an execution, all this all this stuff here, all these indicators are, I mean, I could give you the most powerful indicator out there. Yes, John, I have used the woody pivots. I recommend it to somebody. I do have a chart with the woody pivots on there. This is an on-demand. This is I'm trying to make it as fast as possible. Try to explain some of this stuff real quick. Um, but the wooded pivots are basically taking your fibs. That's Your pivots are your fibs. That's Most of those pivots basically based it on the fibs. Um, that's how most of those indicators are built on there. I mean, I could throw it on. I mean, I could throw it on here if you would like me to throw it on here. Let's see what it does. I'll give it a few minutes. But yes, that is. Did it place them? I don't think. I don't think on demand. I don't think it placed them. Because I don't see them. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why I'm not placing them on the on demand feature. But yes, I have. How do I get those shaded areas? That is a custom indicator that was built by somebody else, and it was shared to me. Uh, it's basically a supply and demand um, areas, basically support and resistance areas. That's basically what it is. Um, now the indicators don't want to load now. But this is a clean chart. Even with a clean chart, I could still manage to find an entry, even with a clean chart. You're just using the fibs. You have to have several strategies. Using the fibs, look at here. This is a clearly support, another support here. Okay, this is resistance here. See that? You got rejected there. This is your resistance here. Um, and this is, like I said, this is a clean chart. Um, I would try to share some of the indicators. Some of them I have paid for, so some of them I will not share. Um, but the ones that people have shared with me, yes, I'll gladly share some of those. I'll post some of those indicators in some of the groups. Um, but this is a clean chart. I'm not really sure what happened to the indicators. Like I said, this is on demand. Sometimes it glitches. This is how I basically, I guess you could call it, paper trade when the markets are closed. This is where I tried all my strategies on demand over the weekend and figure out what works and what doesn't work. This is kind of gives me an idea on, like I said, what works. Uh, but again, this is a clean chart, nothing else. I'm not really sure why the indicators are not loading now. So, but I'll move on. So basically, you find supports and resistance. That's what you have to learn. The basic start with trading. You have to learn how to trade. Yes, it is a tick chart. Um, that we're looking at a 500 tick chart. I do not use any minute charts anymore. I went away with them a few weeks ago. Yes, I could show you how I drew those fibs real quick. If you guys have any questions, guys, please ask questions because I do not know um, what you guys have questions about. If you do not ask, you could tap it in the group if you don't mind. So basically, what I did here, I took the high here, which is a high up here, and then I just went all the way down to the bottom to this low here. Okay, or you could even do it, you know, previous day low, which is that one there. That's where it kind of bounce on the support, and then you get your lines. Um, Another method how I use this, the fibs is, and this is all ideas from other people, me watching. I spend countless of hours watching videos from other people. Um, John Carter, I just started joining his webinars. Rob Hoffman is another one that I've joined some of his webinars. Um, there's several other people that I've joined. This is like countless of hours of me putting everything that I do together, and now I'm trying to share with you guys. Um, so another thing I've learned with the fibs is if it's above 50, once you draw them, you try to go long above it. So as you see, once you broke that 50, you could go long, and then it hit the 618, and you could have got out. And then hopefully it comes back to that 50 again, and you could long again. So this could be your second trade, and you still could have exit here because it retraced back there. And then you could still, you know, long after it broke this high here, you know, this resistance here, and look at what happened. So my point is, um, you have to know the basics on how the chart works. You have to know the fundamentals, and this is just a clean chart. This is just using the fibs. You have to know what your, support, your resistance, you know, resistance there. You could trace it all the way over here. You got your support here. You got your resistance here. Um, you have to know those basic. If you cannot find those and you cannot figure out the fundamentals, you have to build. You can't build a house without a foundation. So you have to start with this. If you want to be successful, you have to learn how to identify your support, and you have to learn how to identify your resistance. Once you learn that, um, you would have less losers. I mean, I have losers trades. Everybody does, but you try to keep them as minimum as possible. Um, but that's basically how I find my entries. I just find support, supports and resistance. Um, Now with my hectic schedule, you could add alerts here. You could I don't think you get alerts on demand. Mm, no, you can't set alerts on demand. But on a live account or even on a paper trade account, I think you could set on paper trade. I'm not sure if you could set alerts, but I know on the live account you could set enter alerts. You could right click on TOS and have a set alert somewhere down here in this box. Um, so that's basically how I do the fibs. My entries are basically the fibs. Be honest with you, that's how I trade. Uh, the 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 custom indicators are not loading. Let's see, change the tick chart. Any other questions that you guys might have? Okay, on demand is then glitchy. No. Okay, on demand is for some reason is not working for whatever reason. Alright, so on demand is not working now. So to figure another way to show you guys, which is gonna have to be a live chart. Hopefully it will load. Unless TOS just crashed. Technical difficulties now. The charts won't load, not even on the live account. Any other questions? No questions. Tap them, or well, this while I wait for it to, I guess, load again. Not really sure why it's not sure why it's glitching now. Alright, so let's try this again. Alright, let's see if the on-demand works now. Okay, I'm not sure what happened. TOS Okay, so on demand don't work. There it goes. All right, on on demand's here. Okay, so the wood indicators finally placed. All the other indicators placed. Um. Okay, now this is like a lot of information here now. All right, so we got the indicators back on here. So we are rejecting the VWAP. As I said before, if it goes below the 13, which is the green line here, it's a potential reversal. This is the signal here, one below. Now you have to wait for it to cross over that 21, which is right here. The yellow line is a 21. And now, if you want a true confirmation, then it's going to continue downward. Then you wait after it crosses the 34, which is right here. So then that would have been the cross at this candle here. So then you could short here and then have you stop somewhere up here on top. And as you see, the stop never got hit. Um, that's a way that you could trade this. Um, on a 1000 tick chart, of course. Remember, we got 1000 tick chart here. This is, like I said, green. The red boxes is basically your resistance level here. So you could short here, and then you could place your stop somewhere up here on top, and hoping that he will not get hit. Is fighting on that daily VWAP. Um, the Keltner and the Bollinger Bands are also, kind of contracting. See how they're coming together here. They're coming like this way here, and then eventually they're gonna do something like that, and it's gonna be like what they call John Carter calls it a squeeze. A squeeze could come up. But that is basically how I base my entries on some of the trades using support and resistance. You have to learn those fundamentals on support and resistance. Um, the rest of indicators are just basically just kind of a guide, and then you kind of build your own system. Like this system here, the 13 EMA crossover the 21, might not be everybody's system, might not work for you guys, might not work for somebody else, or it might. You just have to give it a try and figure if it does work. Like here, the 13 here is above now. It's above the 21. It's working to get above the 34. Now, if it gets above that 34, which I think if it gets above that level, it could turn back around and go higher. But if it fails on that 34 and it gets rejected, gets below the 21, gets below again below the 13, probably could see this down here at the bottom again to retest this low again. Um, but what else did you guys? What else do you guys want me to talk about? Other than um, this is basic, as basic as I could get it for you guys to understand. Um, Basics, resistance, support, resistance, support, kind of the basics. Um, the VWAP is a volume weighted average price. That's what everybody, all the investors paid based on the last five days. That's kind of the average price. Um, Huge investors like to get a deal on something, so they normally wait for it to go below the average price and then wait for a retracement somewhere here at the bottom and then get long there and then hoping to get you know 200 point move or so. Like if you long here, well then you target if you have a nice decent account, well then your target will be somewhere up here to this highs. Um, but as if you're starting out, you know, you use your fibs as your target. You know, you enter here, you exit here. Then if it keeps going, well then you find your next entry, hoping it comes back this way. Or if you found a resistance level here, well then you wait for it to go a few ticks higher, put your buy order here, and then your stop loss down here at the bottom, and then you hoping that it will go higher once you enter that trade. Also, um, focusing on level 2 down here will tell you who's in charge, who's not in charge. This green here are me, you know, it's just buyers. Yellows are sellers. I'm here over here, buyers and sellers. On the bid on ask. So it just depends where they're being pulled out of, either the bid or the ask. You could buy on the bid, you could buy at the ask. So um, it just depends. You could also use again 5,500 tick chart to find a earlier entry also. Um, if it loads, of course, which I don't know. This one thing when you trade or you try to practice on the on demand, um, sometimes it glitches. Um, try to have like a setup with different charts in the same screen. That way you're not switching from time frame to time frame. I actually could build one right now. Let's see. Yeah, the on demand is glitching today for some reason. Alright, so we're gonna exit out of here. I'm hoping. Yeah, TOS is glitching for some reason. I guess he wants a 3-day weekend too. I reckon. Alright, well the charting is not loading anymore. So I might have to improvise. So, all right, so we have to improvise. So I won't be able to show you on demand because for some reason he wants to hack today. All right, so we have a live. Well, this is not live no more. This is data from um, this Friday. So let's clear this out. All right, so we are looking at this 5,000. All right, so the market, everybody's like the market's crashed, the market crashed, the market crashed. Sold off on Thursday and Friday. So now at this point, you still could retrace your fibs, but you want to start from the bottom to the top because it did not make a new high. So those are your fibs for Monday, Tuesday. I'm sorry. I think market's open. It's closed on Monday. It is at the daily VWAP is below the weekly and the monthly. The yellow is a monthly VWAP. So this is the 200 SMA. Also, this orange line is the 200. The other one didn't show because the 200 was far out, either way below that here at the bottom. Now, for me on Monday, what I'm looking at is if it respects this level here, like I think it'll come back and test this area here, the 400 area. I'll come back and test it at least one more time. If it fails that, well then we head back down here, and then if it fails that, it come back down here, and then if it fails that, well, we could see another down move to these areas here, down here at the bottom. So that is how you get your fibs based on the the price that I basically picked. Once it breaks here below that, yeah, you can see it come here and it breaks that, continue here, breaks that, here, breaks that, here, breaks that, here, and then breaks that, we go down here. Um, that is how I use the fibs again. Once again, it's just another strategy on how to use the Fibonacci retracements. But as for Monday, this is what I look for. Let's see. We are below the 13. Let's see, crossed over. 21 crossover. 34 is above, so it's a downtrend. The 200 could be the bounce. We shall see. So, and then from here you could actually either long and hoping that you could get from this area here to up to the highs again. But like I said, we'll see what happens on Tuesday. Yeah, I don't think the market's open at tomorrow at 6 p.m. But if it's open tomorrow, well, that's what we look for. If it stays above that little area there, here, and then long here, or if it fails here, then you short down here, and again down to the bottom. Any questions so far? We're coming out at 8 o'clock. Questions, questions, questions. The room is open for questions. Anybody has questions? No questions. No questions. Feel free to ask questions. I know I get questions all week. All week I get questions asked, and then I do these webinars, and I have no questions to answer. So, any questions? Anybody? Anybody? Anybody?
Yeah, Lewis, I joined late.
Hey, how you doing? Yes, I know. Try to make it an hour. I know you joined late and stuff. Um,
So I missed the confirmation to go long or short.
oh, long and short. Okay, long and short. Is your Fibonacci levels, okay? Once those Fibonacci levels are touched, depending on the direction, okay? For example, if you have to find the support and resistance on your chart. Um, we all know that the VWAP, everybody knows that a lot of traders trade based on that. If it's above, people go long. If it's below, people go short. Um, Now I use like I said, the 13, the 21, the 34 as of now. Before, y'all remember, I was using other strategy, and I think that's where I'm confusing a lot of the people because a lot of people try to learn from what I do, and I keep changing my strategies over and over and over. But I do so because I have to adjust based on the markets. I had to find something that is gonna give me returns, better returns than the previous strategy. So that's kind of how I look at it. But the confirmation to go short is the 13. If it's below the 13, the price is below the 13. You try to short, and then you pick a price point that is above 13, and that'll be your stop loss, like here. Like if you go short as soon as you go below 13, well then you go short here, and then your stop loss will be somewhere up here, like here, and then you're hoping to catch that move down to the bottom. You got 13 there. I'm gonna zoom in more on this chart here real quick so you guys can see a little better. I think it's better. Hope it is, anyways. Um, so again, the 13 for me is the green one. All right. So price broke above the green one here. Okay. You don't go above. You don't chase this here. Okay. So you want to look at one or two candles behind. So if you look at this candle here, it had a long wick there. So then you trot along there since it's above the 13. So then you place your buy order there, and then you place the stop loss below that previous candle, or even two candles below. So you put your stop loss right here. So if you enter here, which is in this red candle, um, you would actually catch this move here, and as long as the price stays above the 13, still confirmation that price is going to continue higher. I touched it here. Here you got respect, higher. Now when it starts falling below it, like here, like you have this long wick here, that is a sign of a potential reversal, but you had a wick here, okay? And then you had a wick over here somewhere, yeah. So then you got this huge red candle. So now if it closes below that, well then it's time for you to exit your trade. So you exit your trade there or there, however you want to exit. Or if you just want to capture, 3, 5, 10, 10 points, well then you would have exited somewhere, here, here, here. Um, no, there is no wrong way to trade SMAs or EMAs. You just have to find something that works for you. Uh, Once you find that, you're not jumping. I mean, you, exponential moving averages, they're a little faster than simple moving averages. Simple moving averages kind of remove some of the noise than exponential moving average, because exponential moving averages move a lot faster than a simple moving average. If make that kind of clear enough on that perspective. Um, but that's the reason what I use. I use what works for me. Like I said in the beginning, um, this is stuff that I've been doing for a few weeks, and this is what it's worked for me. No, I'm not saying I've been training for a few weeks. I'm saying that this strategy here I've been using for a few weeks. I did use EMAs in the past. Um, I think I was using the 50, the 30, and the 180, I believe, on the EMAs on that perspective. And I made decent money with those too. Um, but I like trying new things, and I'm always evolving on my trading, based on what's gonna make me the most return. If this strategy here is working out better than the previous strategy that I used, well then I'm gonna keep using this strategy along with it. Again, the blue lines are Bollinger Bands, the red lines are the Keltner uh, indicators are on TOS. I'm pretty sure other platforms do have them also. Using the John Carter technique, basically the squeeze um, on here. Like if you see up here, got on top of that Bollinger Band and it dropped to this lower Bollinger Band. Kind of timing it that way. Um, Bollinger Band here on the bottom. And then if you go back here, you could find yourself right here. See that my lines are not accurate, but sort of like that, I guess. Actually, I could use this trend line thing here. Actually, price. So that will be here. I'm gonna change this to a different color. Make it purple, I guess. Get big. So this here will be kind of your resistance. Oh, I'm sorry, it's your support. It's from previous price action here. So it's everything that's gonna happen in the future is based on previous action. Also, um, you just have to find your support and your resistance. I mean, I could take all these indicators out of here, and I could easily trade with no indicators. Now, before I just use them as confirmation now. Um, Indicators are just basically guides to kind of help you on where the market might go in their perspective, um, and also have, I mean, this over here on this side, you know, these are confirmation also. The MACD is crashing over. MACD is right here. We see my cursor right there is where it crossed right here on that 13. I don't know if you guys could see that on the other side over here. We focus over here on this side. If we see that where that 13 crossed over the 21, well, over here on this side, right here. You see where it crossed over there? Well, then the MACD also crossed over. On the stochastic RSI is basically saying it's oversold. LBR, is moving on down. And this is your TTM squeeze, based on the John Carter strategy. But and then you have your level 2 down here at the bottom. But that's it. That's really no difference on the SMA and EMAs. It's just preference. If the EMAs are working fine for you, I would not change anything that's not broken. if you know what I mean. So, any other questions? Um, no questions. Questions, ladies and gentlemen. We have any questions in the room? How do I combine the 50 tick chart? Um, let's see if I could make a new chart in here real quick. Real quick for you guys. Actually, know what I could do instead of messing with my charts. All right, so I'm gonna share. I'm not gonna share this indicator because I actually pay for it. But this is a screen that I have. This year is what you could do. You could do the 500, 1,000, and then you got the 4,000, and then the 5,000 tick chart. All right, so this is how a screen of multiple time frames should look. Um, Based on the longer time frame, um, you can see that this one here says, kind of sell resistance, and over here some daily support. So this blue line, green line here, this is your basically daily support here, um, which it broke that, and it's just gonna continue to sell off there. But you basically look for the on the longer time frame confirmation uh, for the downtrend first. So let's say the 500 tick chart here. So this is a 500 tick chart. This is a different. All these are different studies, um, and some of them are useful. Again, this is something that you have to kind of find what works for you. 5,000 tick chart. Once it broke here, as you see, you could actually move to the lower time frame, and then you could have entered there on basically here on this thing right here, which is on top of that channel. Um, it's on top of this channel here. So then you short on top of the channel, and then you try to exit below that channel. So that would have been the perfect entry on the 5,000 tick chart, and then you exit here. And then if you still continue that, the thing's gonna keep going down. But then you try to find another pivot right here, which is this is just a trend line that has been drawn from here, starting from here to here, and then this one I don't know why they got draw that. I guess it's in a different chart. Um, But that's basically telling you trend lines here, and this is what's happening so far. The little trend lines here is touching the bigger trend line, and then you could still try to find a long here. Try to aim for this top trend line, and this is a pivot. It's a basically support. Um, but yes, basically on the this is a lot to see on on the screen. But this is the basically multiple time frames. Um, I have basically a lot of these are custom indicators. Kind of helps me guide. Yes, Irene, this is recorded. I'm not sure. Try to keep it about an hour. And it's gonna take an hour probably to upload on YouTube. Um, but yes, this is the different. This is the way of multiple time frames. You know, you could have a 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, or 15 minutes, and an hourly or 4 hour down here at the bottom. And then you could base depending on the trend on the longer time frame. Well, then you try to find entries on the lower time frames. That's how you use the longer time frame to find entries on the shorter time frames. If if that kind of makes sense. Am I still confusing you guys, or are you guys still with me? Any more questions before decide to let the stream go? Like I said again, the only way for me to help you guys is by either having questions, um, and hopefully I can answer those and try to help you guys. That's the only way I might be able to help you guys. If you don't ask questions, I can't answer any questions or figure out if I'm teaching or even showing the right information that you guys want to learn. No problem, Christine. Kim. Um, but again, like I said, questions are good. That way I know exactly what you guys are having trouble with. Now, this is the basic setup. All these indicators here, you can find them on TOS except the cloud. The clouds are basic. It's a custom indicator. Everything else is basic. The Bollinger Bands, the Keltners, the SMAs, all that stuff is in the TOS platform or any other platform that you guys use. The VWAP is also there. It's just you have to put everything together to make it work for you. So you had to find a, a basically a strategy that works for you. And this has worked for me. Again, this is something that anybody could try and then go from there.
Is market open this Sunday or Monday?
I think it's Monday. I don't. I think the futures are closed, but I'm not really sure. To be honest with you, I've looked at the CMAX schedule and it says it's closed. Um, so I think they won't be open till Monday at 6 p.m. But I could be wrong. I mean, they'll probably be open tomorrow. It just depends. If if you see the candles move at 6 p.m., well, the market's open. And if it is
Yeah.
open, it probably will be open till probably like 6 p.m. to like 12 p.m. Just kind of a half a day or something.
See the problem when I enter and when it goes my way, I move my stop up. Then when I move up, it come back, pull back a little bit, it hit and took me out.
Yes, but you have to have, let's say for example, if you're getting started, um 3 points on a mini, even on a micro, is $6. And I mean, even on a micro, I guess you can say, well, I'm managing to get $100 on micros, and the reason I could do that is because I know this strategy and I know what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that is something that I've practiced a lot. It's gonna take time for somebody to build that confidence and not get FOMO, um, to to kind of let the trade go a little bit longer. Um, on the micro account, I have not had any stops on my trades. Um, if I've had 50, $60 drawdown, and I just kept it. Either it's gonna be I'm gonna be able to grow the account, or I'm gonna blow $100. You know what I'm saying? Um, which is fine. Now it's at $600. You know what I'm saying? Um, but that is uh how I got it there. I've taken some drawdown. I'm not trading it as the same way as my big account, because if I do, well, then that account would have never been $600. Um, you just have to like find a key support. And that's what I'm telling say a lot of people. I hate shorting. I don't short because you never know where the bottom's gonna be. And now, since we've dropped so much, well, now I try to find a long entry. And on the yearly chart, it's clearly gonna show it's showing similar pattern as last year, 2016 election and stuff. So I think we're gonna try to pull a similar pattern than 2016, but it also showing a pattern as of February, when the market dropped in February, when it went below the thir- the 13 SMA. Um, but that's kind of the setups that I look for. I try to find patterns in the market, um, based on previous time.
So on the pattern that you saw, is it going up from here? Or we're gonna pull back a little more.
I can't say for sure, like until next week, depending on what the market does. If the market respects the 34 SMA on the yearly, um, I think the market will continue higher. Now, if the market falls below the 34 SMA, which is, I could pull the chart real quick. If it falls below the 34 SMA, um, well, then the market will continue to do, will continue to do a lower high. So this is this is your the fibs already that we've drawn from the previous day. So this is your basically your zero line, your 100. Now if it falls below here, um, if it falls below the zero here, well then we could see it fall back down here to the support area down here, this support here. So now that is what I'm seeing on this just by looking at this chart. Um, but it has to respect this 34. If this 34 here get respected, well then the market's gonna continue to go back to the
Oh, okay,
high.
okay.
So tomorrow, so Monday or next week, we have to respect this area here, this whole area here. See what I'm saying? If it doesn't respect it,
Okay.
well then it's gonna continue dropping.
Okay, let me see. So you put a zero at the top, and what's your 100 at the what day you put
The
your 100
the,
on?
the bottom of the low of yesterday,
The
the bottom,
bottom.
yeah, the low from yesterday was
Oh,
one, yeah.
okay.
So uh
One, two. Okay, so you're saying it go to 34 and it can bounce from there, but if the 34 acts as resistance, we will pull down some more.
yes, if the 34 SMA fails to hold, which is this purple line. Okay, this is my 34 here, this purple line, which is at this price here. Um, if that fails to hold, let me look at my, which is the 300 area. Um,
Uh huh.
if that fails to hold, well then we could continue to make another low, and we probably test this area here down here at the bottom, which is what's that, 11,
The
10,000.
10,
Yeah.
1070. Because I remember the resistance we talked about. I told you it was 10,760, I think.
Uh huh. Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically down here, at the bottom, that's if it fails this area here, it's gonna come back down here at the bottom, and then we have this other area here. If this one fails here, if that one fails there, if this area here fails, well then we have to look for this area here. So then
Got it.
this area will be a target 10,000. But from previous patterns, it came back to this line here, which is the 200 SMA. So that's a
Oh,
$9,000 mark for the NQ, depending on who
just
gets elected for presidency. I guess either we're gonna not touch here and just stay up here, or if we got an incoming different president, it might test this year. So any any other questions?
uh, see Irene. Irene had a lot of questions too. Is Irene on?
I think she lost her voice. I think she said she lost her voice.
Oh yeah. Okay. How about Kim? Kim, you have question?
I don't know if Kim is on, but I don't know if she's at work or not.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah. I just need to, I guess, work on the entry and be confident once I'm in the trade.
The I think what you're struggling. I think you are, and everybody's been there. You get nervous once you enter the trade. You see it that it's going it's going right. You want to keep you want to keep the trade longer than what your initial target was. Um, and that's I think that's a problem because remember I did mention that NQ was gonna hit 300. You know what I'm saying? I
Uh huh.
mentioned I mentioned that I mentioned that in the group on Friday. No, Wednesday, Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday right here. Cause I saw, but you know me, I don't like shorting, and I never took a
Yeah.
short. You know what I'm saying? But if I would have, you know what I'm saying? Um, well then, hit 300. And then I said it again on Thursday. Actually, Thursday when I saw it go below here, I was like, yeah, it might go back to 300, and it went below 300, and then it had this long wick here. You know what I'm saying? Um, so buyers were actually waiting down here at the bottom, or algos or whatever they're waiting, because this is a long wick here. So this is buyers basically. Buyers are just waiting down here at the bottom stash. Um, but for me looking for next week, I had to see that this area gets respected, and then we could hit um, a similar pattern as 2016. I think I shared that with you guys on the group. 2016, 2016, 19, 18, 2016 right here, 2016 right here. So this is 2016 here. This is October on 2016. I think it says 2016. Yeah. This is okay. So this is right here. This is September. This is our current month.
Hey, Lenny, down.
Okay. This is a current month. It topped and then it went below the 13, the 25, the 21, and the 34, and then they found support here at the bottom. So this is you got one, two, you got 3 days there of red, and then you got a huge red candle on the fourth, and then you got a pullback on the fifth, and then you got flat on the sixth, seventh, you got higher up. So I think by the end of next week, or going towards Monday, if this pattern repeats itself, I think we could see, you know, making either a new high or touching the highs again.
Hmm. Cause one of the, let's see, when is Jewish holiday? When the other group he's saying, was it Jewish holiday? We're gonna see a big pullback. So
I don't follow any Jewish holidays. I don't. I
let's
don't
see,
follow no.
what's a Jewish holiday?
I don't follow holidays. I just follow price action. So whatever holiday it is, um, I'm not really sure. And this is 2018. That's the drop of 2018. As you see the how it's come back to the orange line.
What's
See
the orange line again?
the
200?
200.
Okay.
So here is 2019 in March. Okay, it bounced off the 200 and then made a new high, and then it sold off in May, and then it went back down to March, and then over here touched on the 200 in June, and then it sold off in July, August. See, it's just a pattern. It's like a monthly pattern. So we just kept making new highs, new highs. Here we haven't actually had a pullback to the 200. See this? It's due for a pullback to the 200 and it hasn't done it. See,
Oh, shoot.
it hasn't it hasn't
Yeah.
done it. So in another group, they say that it's like how did they drew this maxophone
Megaphone.
megaphone
Megaphone.
a megaphone.
Megaphone.
Yeah, something I
Yeah.
don't even know how megaphone looks like, but it's they
It's
have
like a loud.
something like a megaphone or something like that. I said they're supposed to have a bigger drop because they have a megaphone. So Irene has to see what we got.
I hope it
Let's see. I
hit
established a
the
top and the
200. Huh?
a 200, 300 around numbers too.
Yeah, it dropped.
I'm trying to
You
answer
notice
Irene's question here.
you notice you notice the bottom of the wick of the last candle. It actually tipped at almost slightly below 11,200. The
Yes,
last candle,
yes, right here. Yes,
and yet it bounced up.
yes, because it you have
Also,
let's see this
it
cloud
also
here.
went.
You see the cloud here?
Yeah, yeah.
The cloud there was basically this is support. This area here is support. That is how they this is support here. All this
Where,
uh,
Luis, where do you get that support? How do you draw that? Like where you reference, where are your points?
this here the
Yeah, this
the
whole green area.
the cloud. Oh, that's a custom indicator.
Oh,
I got.
okay.
This is a custom indicator. Um, so this is support, and that's why I had a feeling that it was gonna test at 300, but it actually came down to this thing here, 1111 something. Um,
Which is which is where it is. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, it is spot on. Spot
yep.
on.
So um, so this is basically that's basically how it's um. You see how over here until but I never touched it back here. See this? This is your support. This is your support over here. Support there. Support there. Now this is your
Mm.
your resistance here. This is your resistance. So now once we break this resistance up here, I think we're gonna continue like way up here, somewhere up here.
Yeah.
So so
If, if you look at the long-term chart, actually it's still in an uptrend, right?
long term chart still an uptrend. The only concern that I have currently right now being bullish is
Yeah.
hold on, let me erase all this stuff. Is this here? Okay, that is
That is the
my 13
ah.
SMA.
I
Okay,
see.
the price closed below the 13 and the 21. Okay, this is the
Yes.
21, that yellow. Okay,
Yeah, that is quite scary.
now
And
we
the
have,
pink is the 34.
and now this is my 34, which is bounce off. Okay, so this is what I'm saying that if it holds this line here,
Yeah.
it'll continue up here to this. Okay, to
Mm.
the to the previous highs. But if it fails, so you got one SMA fail, two SMA fail, three SMA fail. What do you think is gonna happen?
Off. Gonna go down.
It's gonna continue to go down because the algos trade based on basic
Levels to levels.
yes, levels to levels. Like if if the algos cannot hold this, they're gonna
Mm.
get stopped out. Like whoever long here this year, this long week, whoever long there has to have their stops, and the algos know where they are. Like for example, if you long here, okay, well then you have your stop either down here at the bottom there or here. Okay. Now if you have a bigger size account, well then you have it down here. So what do you think is gonna happen once you start hitting the stops? It's just gonna be a chain, just like over here. Like everybody, like here, people were long here on this wick. Okay. So once it broke that, look what happened. 1 day, 2 days, then people bought here or long here. Their stops were down here at the bottom because they were looking at this support here. Okay. And then guess what happened? They got stopped top too. It's a chain. You see what I'm saying? So could I predicted this chain here? No, because it was still above the 13. See that? Well, it closed right above it on Thursday. Now, after analyzing it more, and I saw this on Wick, I was like, well, either it has to come back up above the 13 and we go higher, but if it fails at 13, I did mention we probably go to the 300s. Of course, it went lower than that, but I'm hindsight, you know, I would have known it was just kind of a not a like a gamble guess because I had fibs and stuff on the previous chart too because I think I posted it on the group on Anna's group and stuff. And it went below it. You know what I'm saying? So any other questions?
I'm okay.
Are you sure? Are you sure? So how I know Irene, you said you switched over to tick charts. You still having Are you having trouble with them or are you kind of
No,
get
I can see the tick charts. Okay? It's uh I really like the tick charts because it's a smoother trend. The only thing that I'm confused a bit now is when you establish that 13 SMA, 34, etc. for support and resistance, you're referring it to the 1 day chart. So are you combining both charts to actually reinforce or
the
validate certain things?
okay, this is a yearly chart. Okay, this is a big
A daily, yeah,
this
yeah,
is this is the this is the big
a 10
picture.
year,
Yeah. Well, you could use a 5 year. I just went 10 years because I wanted to show you the 2016 pattern. Okay,
yeah,
that is
okay,
doing today. Well, so far. You know what I'm saying? I'm
right.
comparing one election year to the current election year. Okay.
Okay. Mm,
So that's how I'm using the 2016 price action to compare it to today's price action, since both of them are election years. And so far, you know, they have been not spot on, but similar. Okay, because the markets are never gonna be like spot on, but you could kind of pull some similarities out of them. Um, but once once on the overall yearly, you clearly see that it could be a pullback. You know what I'm saying? It could make a big M. Let's say your M starts there, starts here, bounce there, comes back here, and then it comes back down. That's what I see. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Or
okay.
or it could start making a W. Your starting point's right here, bottom point here, then go back test the highs, and then it does this here. See what I'm saying? But in order for you to to get confirmation. For me myself, I'm waiting on this area here, waiting on that 34. Either that's gonna hold or that's gonna fail. If that fails, it's gonna go down here, and it's gonna create a bigger M on the market.
Mm,
See what I'm saying?
yeah.
Then you could start your M somewhere down here at the bottom. See, from here to here, then pull back down here, and then go back up. So that's what I'm seeing on the market itself. Now you start with this, but as we day trade, we don't go. You want to see the big picture, see where things are happening, okay, and then you could do your 5,000 tick chart, and this is your 5,000 tick chart. This is how it looks. Now,
Oh,
in order for the market to go higher, guess what's gonna have to happen? It's gonna have to get above this, that right there, in order to make a new high. It has to get above those VWAPs. This is the yellow is the monthly, and then the white is the weekly. So it broke both of them. See this? So that
they
was your.
actually converge.
I said what?
Yeah. Actually, they actually converge. They catch up. The weekly and the daily and the weekly web, right? Actually come
Yes,
together.
yes. The
Oh,
the daily is
that's
a
powerful.
purple, and they cross. See this? They all cross together. The daily crossed down, and guess what happened? Look,
Yeah.
we had this sell
Market
off,
went down.
just a sell off for 2 days.
Yeah.
So if you would have shorted at the right here, and
Yeah.
you would have swing the contract, well then you would have, what's that, 12,000? Yeah, right here, 12,100 or something, and you would have got 1,000 points in
Wow.
2 days.
When is this? When was this? Week? Was
Th-
it
this is
what
thur- this is Thursday. This is
Thursday?
Thursday,
Wow. Thousand. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I was watching.
and
I
this
got
is
it.
this is Friday. See, 1,000 points from, well, actually dropped more than that, because the high end that is 12 something, 12.5.
1,200.
Yep,
Seven.
but
Yeah, about.
you would have never known. I didn't know. I was looking to go long above the VWAP, but it never went. It never gave me an entry there. Um, and I wasn't gonna short. So, but down here at the bottom, I was like, well, maybe I could long here and then aim for this here. And I was like, no, because I looked at the yearly and I was like, no, this thing could continue to sell off. So I was like, no, I'm just not gonna. I'm not even gonna worry about it. So, on Monday, uh, and Tuesday, I made the most of my money. I made, from here to here, I made some of my money here. You know what I'm saying? So this is Thursday, this is Friday. So I made, these 3 days, I made most of my money and stuff. So I didn't have to worry about trying to, you know, worry about another trade for the week. And this is what happened afterwards. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, look at the daily. Look at the pink, like pink web just drop. Wow. The gradual drop and then it suddenly drop.
yes,
Like
this is
end of Friday, end of Thursday close.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
that, oh, wow. After hours.
after hours,
Oh
no,
no. You look at Thursday, on that Thursday.
that's
Yeah,
a
there.
Here,
Yeah, this one, this one. Oh,
right
the
here.
shaded area. Yeah, no. Another, yeah, here. Yeah, where your arrow, where your
Right
finger.
here. This is
You look at it.
this is night trading. That's how
Yeah,
I
night trade.
yeah, this is the night session here. This is how
Yeah,
it's
you
set.
look at the daily. Yeah, you look at the daily VWAP, the pink one. Wow, it just plunged all the way down.
Yeah, you see that? Then all the way down. But if you would have caught this move up here, where all all three lines crossed over, look at this.
Powerful.
You know what I'm saying? This is three VWebs crossover right here. This area here.
Yeah. Betsy, you saw that. Betsy, do you see that?
I didn't see it coming. I
Yeah,
didn't. Yeah, I
it's
didn't.
like,
I mean, I saw it when it happened, but I was like,
yeah,
I've never traded. I've never seen anything like it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I didn't know, and then I started looking at man, I spent I think hours looking at the chart and trying to find a crossover, and I think I found one. I don't think I shared it. Like here, see this? This is a weekly, and the other is a monthly. See that? When they crossed over, look at what it did. It went down, and then when it crossed back down, look what it did. It just dropped, and it's on some most of this chart. Like here, now here's the crossover here. Okay, this is the crossover here, and then it
They
went,
went up.
and then
Yeah.
um, let's see if it shows the crossover on this side. See, this one still doesn't show the crossover clearly. See, still the weekly is still up there, and the yellow line's still there. See that? It's not showing the crossover yet. But on the other, this is weekly here. But on the 5 day 5,000, this is what it shows there. So I still have to like you can't go. I wish that you could go like 30 days 5,000 tick chart, but you can't. See, there's only max. I can only do 5 days on the tick charts. I can't go 30 or whatever, so I have to compare it. I don't have anything else to compare it with. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Only thing I could do is just remember that when it crossed over, it dropped. So now I have to focus on if the weekly
all three crossover
crossover out
from the downside to the.
to the upside, well
Yeah.
then we're gonna have a huge rally. And I'm not even even I have an alert up here. See the little arrow here? I have an
Yeah.
alert there to where this is the point that I'm looking at to long. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if it gets above that, I'm gonna go long and hoping that I could catch, somewhere up here. Because I'm looking to like build a long position for the year. So this is basically gonna be my kind of my starting point, or even if we come test here at the bottom, if this bottom here holds,
Mm,
if this bottom here holds, well then I'll build position here or here, here, or even I start here. You know what I'm saying? And
mm,
I'm gonna do 1 year long. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
So I'm just gonna buy contracts at the pullbacks. And I'm just gonna do that throughout the year. I'm not even gonna worry about um even day trading anymore or day anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna try to focus on long term, um, and go from there. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
But for somebody build starting out, well, then you still have to like day trade. You still have to find these levels here, you know what I'm saying, and then open and close trades. Any other?
Actually, I just
Is that
any
is that
well,
what?
yes, I think it might go up to 14,000.
You're breaking up. I didn't hear the question you asked.
So I'm thinking if the long term trend actually holds, I think it might go up to 14.
14.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just very
yeah,
optimistic.
yeah. I think you'll top out at October if the pattern is repeating itself, like 2016. You'll top out in
Yeah,
October, and then drop before election.
yeah,
Then 15 days after election, either depending on who wins,
yeah.
either it's gonna continue dropping or
Okay.
it's gonna um, go higher. And but that will be after election. So it just
Yeah.
depends.
Actually, okay. But I think even if Biden gets elected, he will still have to continue the monetary expansion. I mean, how else do you expect America to recover, right? I'm just wondering, interest rate would be
Yeah,
maintained.
yeah, but it's the thing is, not trying to get up political now. Um,
Uh,
with his plan, corporations are gonna leave the country. It's just plain simple. Um, there's no way that the markets overall are gonna be bullish. They're they're gonna sell off, okay, and then
uh-huh.
they're gonna recover. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's just a cycle. Um,
right.
but you have to find the entrance. Like for us, you could short the market and make money. You know, if it sells off, but you just have to catch those moves. And you could long the
Mm,
market, and you can make money. You just have to find the right setups. You know what I'm saying? That's why the if you're doing
mm,
it intraday, like trading, a couple hours a day or so, whatever. Your
mm,
the overall market for us, we could basically care less. You know what I'm saying? We just had to find the right setups that work for us
mm,
and go in that direction. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Because
Yeah.
if the overall market, let's say for example, if I wanted a long, what I'm saying, let's say Friday. Well, I had the perfect long right here. See that? The 13 above the price. Yeah, it came back down tens a few minutes later, but I would have had my stop somewhere here at the low. Okay. And if I was just starting out, well, then I would have got it there. I would have just had, you know, a few points, and then I would have waited for the next setup. Here it is right here. All three SMAs crossover right here. All three SMAs crossover. I would have long
Yeah.
here, stop here again, and look, it came up here to the VWAP.
Mm,
I would have exit
oh,
there. I would have exit there, and I probably would have been done because I trade 5, 6 contracts. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
And
yeah.
from here to here, that's 313 and 441. That's 100 points.
Times six,
Yeah, times 6. So
600, 12,000.
yeah, I mean the setups are there, but I don't. I get with my schedule right now. I don't have a lot of time like with school and all this other stuff. You know,
Mm,
it's
mm.
it's kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? So, but
But,
but yeah,
mm,
But over here, perfect setup too. If I wanted a short, it's below VWAP, it's below the 13, and all three cross over. And look at this,
Mm.
look at this dump.
Yeah.
From here, if you
Really.
would, yeah, if you would have shorted at the open, you would have got burned because you see how it went up at open and then it dumped back down. So if anybody wanted to short, it had to go below the VWAP. If this would have gone higher, well then I would have got long here and I would have exited there. And then if I wanted it long again, I would have entered above the VWAP and then probably stop loss down here at the bottom, right there.
Mm.
But well,
Okay.
I don't think anybody else has questions, but I might get out of here. Try to make it an hour long. It's been 2 hours. I
Okay.
had
Yeah.
audio
Okay.
audio issues earlier. But if you have any questions, Irene, you could always message me and stuff, and
Yeah.
I'll try to help you
Okay.
out. We'll go from there.
Right. Okay. I'm fine. Thanks, Louise. How
Nope.
about the rest? Does the rest have questions?
Well, they're not saying anything. I mean, I opened the
I don't
question.
know.
Yeah, I don't. I opened the group for questions like an hour ago, and I don't haven't had no questions. Not even on the chat room itself. I had a few questions, but I've answered those already. So
Louise, not Louise. Betsy and who else is online? Cherry and whoever else. Nobody has. Okay. So thanks, Louise. Well,
n-
I'm not gonna hold you back. I'm not gonna.
no problem. Will you have a good night? I will try to upload this tomorrow to
Yeah.
my YouTube
Okay.
channel, so that way
Thank you.
you guys could see it and review it
Yeah.
and see what works for you guys. But like I said, the only way I would know is if you ask questions. If you don't ask questions, well then I don't know if I'm actually covering what you need to learn, or or I don't know where you guys want me to focus other than you know try to guide you on exactly how I enter the trades. But I already kind of told you guys, below the 13, below the 34 is confirmation, it's a short, or above the 34 it's a confirmation,
Mm.
it's a long. It's just
Mm.
how it is. See this?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? The 34 is
Yeah.
this purple line. Look at that purple line there. If you were long, guess what? You never got it never got back down to that price. If you were long there, and then below here, if you were short, I mean, you would have got stopped out if you held that short there. See that? Look at that. So this right here is basically your resistance. This area here, see? And there's where the that cloud is. Hold on, yeah, the cloud is right there too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the cloud's right here. See that?
Where's the? Oh yeah, yeah. There's a cloud there.
The cloud's right
Uh,
there.
does the cloud form?
But
The cloud always there, or
no,
does it form as a candle?
it forms from the high and the low, and then
Oh.
it's based on volume too and stuff. Like if it's below the
Uh.
cloud, it goes here, and then if it's like here chopped around and come back this one and come back this way, well then this is another cloud here.
Oh. Okay. It's like consolidate.
Yeah, and you see this one
It's
here?
like a.
That's a green one there. That's a green one there. A green one here. Over here I don't see one over here. I'm
Okay.
guessing because it's based on the how many price back it
Ah.
is set.
So it forms only after the candles have formed, right?
Yes, all the indicators are basically like
Okay.
everything is formed based on the candles, but
Okay.
it
There's
gives
no
you
predictor.
a better idea on how where to look for. Like on Monday or Tuesday whenever the market open, well then this is your support there, and this is your resistance here. Well, I went out crooked. That's your resistance there this year. It's basically the top of this candle here, which it went, and then here, from here to here, it's a sell off, and then because you have a green candle here, so that's where it
Ah,
stopped, and that's where it stopped. So basically, it's a reverse. It's a reversal um
stone.
study. So this is, you got a green candle here. So this is basically the bottom of that, and this is the top of this candle. So this is the top of this.
Okay.
So that's the same way over
Okay.
here. This is the bottom of this candle, and they made a green, and then this is the top. But like I said, this is all, the indicators are just kind of guides. I mean, you could see clearly that this is support and resistance. Even if you take this whole thing off, you could tell that here it's consolidated, you know, from here. So this area here is considered a support. See, right there. You don't need a cloud to tell you that. See what I'm saying? And then here is your resistance here. See this right here? You don't need a cloud to tell you that either. But it's nice to that an indicator could kind of keep you from figuring everything out. You know how I am. I like automated stuff. So as long as I could find something that's gonna make me, and it's automated, and then for me to plot everything, well
Mm.
then it keeps my charts cleaner too. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, but let me get out of here because it's 9 p.m. here. I gotta get some other stuff done around the house.
Okay.
But all right, but like I said, I'll try to um upload it tomorrow because it's a little late now. But like I said, if you have any questions, Irene, message me on
I'm
Facebook, of
fine. I'm
course.
fine for now. Yeah,
For,
I'm fine. Thank you.
no problem. I think somebody else joined. Did anybody else join? You have any questions before I close the chat, close the video streaming?
Ragu. Yeah, we can hear you.
See, boy, I can't hear you for some reason.
It's a custom indicator. It's not. Yeah, it's not like those Ichimoku club. It's not.
How,
I,
how come I can't hear him?
huh? Louis, you can't hear him.
No,
Strange. I can hear both of you perfectly. Is that Ragu? So Ragu, is that Ragu? Ragu, is that you?
no, it's C boy. I'm not sure. I can't hear you, C boy.
Louis, he says it's fine. It's okay. I'm just like echoing what he's trying to tell you.
Why can't I?
It's okay.
Why can't I hear him?
I don't know when you're the host, right? It's so strange, isn't it?
Why can't I hear?
Yeah, it's so odd. I can hear both of you perfectly. T-Boy can hear both of us perfectly. You just can't hear him.
Yeah, I can't hear him at all.
Yeah. Okay, Louis, he says it's okay. He will talk to you next time. This is so funny.
I was trying to answer, but no, I guess somebody else had probably had questions, and I just can't hear them. I could hear you. I could hear Betsy, but
Okay, maybe let me do this. Hey, everyone else who's on this call, okay, Luis may not be able to hear you. So if you have any questions, can you put into the chat, the messenger chat? Yeah? Else on this call, can like let us know so we know whether we can end it and then or if there's other questions. Okay, I'm not getting any response. So I think we all are fine for now. Luis, can you hear me? Yeah, all good. Yeah. Okay, so with Luis, I think we ought to let you go. It's already 9. So yeah. Can you hear me?
yeah, I could hear you, Irene. I'm not sure why I can't hear
The rest, yeah.
the
Let me.
rest.
Can you see who else are on this call? Are you able to see?
John is on, but John is on a mobile device. I don't know if that's the case. Uh, Ragu,
Ragu on. I thought I saw his name.
his on has to be on a laptop or something. They haven't spoke. Zibo is on a mobile device.
Yeah, nobody is speaking except me. I'm just like taking up all the airtime when I'm supposed to have lost my voice. I lost my voice earlier this morning. Now it's coming back. Okay, I think Louis, since there are no questions and I think they all can hear me, but they are not. Okay, everyone, we're going to like off now. Are there any last questions? So I think it's okay, Louis. We're gonna let you go.
Okay.
Okay, thank you
I'm sorry guys if I couldn't hear you for some reason. Uh, I see. I don't know if it's because some people are on a mobile device. I can't hear them, or I.
Betsy, can you hear us, Betsy? Betsy, can you hear?
Well, Betsy was on a mobile device, and I could hear her.
Yeah,
So,
yes. They're out of transmission range or something. I'm not sure. And maybe it's a long weekend, people are away. So the reception and whatever is not good. Possibly. Yeah. Who else are here? Can you see? Louis, who else is on this call? Except, I mean, like, I guess, well, Betsy, and then I think Betsy's off.
yeah, well, that's only John and Ragul, Betsy, and Seaboy, but I can't hear Seaboy. Or,
Oh,
yeah, I can't hear him for whatever reason, which I don't understand why.
yeah. Okay. Louis, the boy says that your Keltner channels good. Oh, the job, yeah. It's interesting because John Carter's squeeze is based off the Keltner channels and the Bollinger
Yes,
Bands.
yes, that is why I've been looking at. Remember, I forgot his name. Remember, we had a guy, somebody come in and talked about John Carter, a strategy, and I was like, oh, I never heard of him. Um, so I researched him and I joined one of his webinars. Hold on. Alifa's here. Hey, Alifa, can you speak? See if I can hear you.
See, boy, can you speak?
He's speaking, but I can't hear him.
Yeah, now,
But
okay, great. Now,
Alifia is here. She just entered, so can she speak? So see if I could hear, because I can't hear anybody else other than you and Betsy. Yes, I know.
oh, okay. Okay.
Uh,
Now, you speak to
Hi,
the one that,
Louis. This is Alifia.
Hello.
Alicia,
See, I could hear her.
Is
There's
there any
somebody.
problem with the mic or something?
No, we have another user that I can't hear for some reason.
Oh,
Username.
okay.
The one whose name as username is Betsy.
Oh,
Bet
Betsy. I don't see Betsy here.
Betsy's
Betsy's
Bets
username.
yeah, Betsy's username.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Put
So
her
maybe Betsy, did you try on the lower end of the Discord channel to unmute yourself? Because it shows muted.
Oh, that's why. Ragu is muted too. Christy is
Raghu's
muted.
phone is muted, yeah.
No,
Oh,
we're talking about C-Boy. I can't hear him at all.
Oh, Z-Boy, okay.
okay, Louis.
Yeah.
Z-Boy just wants to tell you that he is glad that you are using it. He is very happy that you are using the squeeze.
Oh,
Okay?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear Z-Boy. I hear him.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
All of us are hearing each other. Louis just cannot hear Z-Boy. I do not know why.
Oh, yeah, I can hear him. He said something about squeeze.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't. I don't see. I don't see anything.
But Z-Boy, do you really find the squeeze very helpful? Is it a bit delayed?
So
Okay,
do
all
you
it is.
use the daily squeeze or the hourly, or if you're doing the day trade, hourly, or like the 5 minutes or 15 minutes?
I don't use time frames no more.
Oh,
I use tick charts.
all
Yeah.
right. Luis uses stick chart. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, got you. Mm-hmm. So like when it's on the, so how you use the squeeze? So you use the Bollinger Band to look the squeeze? Oh, uh-huh. Okay. Maybe I
Alithia,
have to
there's
look
a
into
lot of
that.
Alithia, there's a lot of videos on the YouTube that you can watch. I personally think it's also quite a good tool.
Yeah, I actually watched the videos about the squeeze, John Carter squeeze,
Yeah.
that one. Yeah, but I didn't know how you use it with the Bollinger Band. I don't know that one.
So it combines. You see, the squeeze is essentially the Bollinger and the Keltner combined.
Mm-hmm.
Squeeze,
Okay.
squeeze happens when the Bollinger band enters the Keltner channels. It's what they call a fusion. So then you wait for the squeeze for the thing to fire, and then you take it out.
Actually, Irene, your voice is cracking right now.
Okay, can you hear me better now? Well, I'm going to
Now
put on my ear.
it's a better a
I'm
little bit.
going to put on my earpiece so you can hear me better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, now it's better.
Can you hear me better? Okay. Essentially, the squeeze is a combination of the Bollinger and the Keltner. The
Mm-hmm.
squeeze happens when the Bollinger enters the Keltner.
Okay.
The squeeze sets up when the
Yeah.
Bollinger is inside of the Keltner, showing low volatility because it's a volatility play. You want to wait till it explodes outside of the Keltner channels for an entry. And I usually use it breaking out of a day's high candle or a day's low candle, and that's when it really will give you points.
Okay, I hear you now. For some reason, I'm not really sure what happened, but I can hear you now.
Hey,
Yeah,
what's up,
just
Louis?
What's
How you
going
doing?
on? I'm sorry. I apologize about them. I don't. I just had to refresh the browser, or because I'm actually using Discord on the browser, so I refreshed it, and there you go. It fixed it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So now
Okay.
Perfect.
the stars are aligned now.
So I am late to the party today. How long have you been doing, Luis?
Almost
Uh,
1.5.
almost
Oh,
one and a half
It
hour.
started at 7. It started at 7. Poor guy.
I had my best friend's daughter birthday party, so I had to go there and I couldn't attend earlier. And I was
No
like,
worries.
I want to go and attend Luis's class today.
No, he's recorded it. He'll upload it tomorrow. So it's you won't miss a thing.
Oh, yeah,
Not
yeah.
yeah.
Y-
That's good. Yeah.
yes, I did started using the John Carter's method along with other stuff, but it's been working out. It's been working out great. I stopped using time frames. I use 500, 1,000, 4,000, 5,000 tick charts now.
Okay.
Um,
So Louis can if I can help to summarize, it's essentially you use those 5,000 and the tick charts, okay? And
essentially,
then what you do,
yes, essentially the 5,000 tick chart is essentially your 1 hour to 30-minute time frame, depending because
Mhm.
it's exchange the tick chart is based on exchange contracts and exchange hands and trades
I
and
Mhm.
like
stuff.
that. And
Uh,
I like it because it seems to be smoother. I can see the patterns developing more easy. I mean, like easier. The only thing was that was confusing, or rather, now that you've cleared up for me, was you also use the day charts to establish the support and resistances, right?
yes, the long term,
Okay,
yes.
long term one. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm
So,
okay for now. The
Luis,
yeah,
uh-huh.
Olivia, go ahead. Olivia, go ahead.
No, no, you go ahead.
I'm done. I'm done. I think
Oh.
it boils down to looking at more charts, getting used to the patterns. You know, there's certain things
Mhm.
you just visually. You just need to have visual contact with the charts. Yeah. On hindsight, everything looks like so easy, but as the candles are developing, it's quite scary actually.
Mhm.
Ah.
So in Luis's chart, what are those green boxes?
Okay.
That is a custom indicator.
Oh, custom.
Um, that is basically an indicator that basically plots supports and resistance, basically where supply and demand is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, makes it easier to find where the sellers are and where the buyers are. But it's still another support and resistance indicator. Instead of me having a bunch of lines and stuff, um, I'm trying to kind of minimize the amount of indicators that's on the chart, um, and focus more on, like I said, better entries. But like I said, I'm using the John Carter method with the Bollinger Bands and the Keltner um, indicator, along with I don't know if he uses the 13, 21, and 34. I got that from somebody else, and that's the combination between different strategies from different people
Mm-hmm.
has helped me develop what I have now.
Mm-hmm. So you guys talked about this Bollinger Band in Keltner today?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But there's a lot of videos on the YouTube, Olivia.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, so you can go in and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it helps to explain it also. Yeah.
Oh, why it says the stream has ended?
Yeah, mine too. I don't know why. I think because I think I think Louis actually removed the chart, maybe.
I think he was refreshing or something.
Yeah, possibly. Yes.
Hmm.
Okay, it's back on. It's back on.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
back on.
it's back on. I have
Yes,
no more questions. Yeah. The
there's
rest who are on the call, do you have any questions for Louis before we let him go? It's been 1.5. No, it's about 1 hour and 45 minutes now. Oh no, almost 2 hours now. Yeah,
Oh,
1 hour and 45 minutes. Yeah. It's on record, so we can watch it again
yeah,
when
yeah.
he
I'll
upload.
watch the recorded video.
Yeah. Okay. Zibo, are you okay? Do you have any more questions for Louis?
Oh no, I'm all good, thank you. I was just
Good.
watching
Okay.
this for fun.
Yeah.
he said us so far he just stayed quiet the whole time.
I
And
already
then
got my strategy down. I'm good to go.
and then I try to listen, try to hear what he's saying. I can't even hear what he's saying. There's always something with technology.
Yeah.
But
That's why mm,
all right. Well, you guys have enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm gonna get out of here. Practice on
yeah.
practice on demand while the markets are closed. Um,
Mm,
if it works, of course, because sometimes the on demand feature it's kind of glitchy sometimes. But if it does work, you could practice there and figure out
yeah.
um, your strategy from there. Go from there and stuff. But yeah, this is John Carter's thing here, the Bollinger Bands and
Hmm.
the Kellner and stuff. I did not mention all the other indicators that I have. I do have the Pro TTM squeeze from him and the other indicators that he has on
That's a
T.
different from the TTM squeeze. Is it your custom indicator? Pro
No,
TTM?
that is John Carter's Pro TTM squeeze.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then I do have other ones on here. So, but that is for another long video, I guess. Otherwise, I am getting out of here. You guys enjoy your weekend. Um,
Okay, thank you, Luis, for
y-
doing all this for us.
if you guys have any questions, post it
Yeah.
on.
You too. YouTube.
Sybil, you're welcome to chime in whenever you want to. Sorry I couldn't hear what you said earlier.
Oh no, that's all right. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, well, you guys have a good weekend. I'm getting
You
out of
too.
here.
Everyone.
Good night.
All right, good night.
Good night,
All
everyone.
right, bye bye.
Zibo, good night. Lucia, good night. Bye. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Bye bye.